More than 700,000 Californians left the country last year. Look how low the mighty have fallen. California used to be the Golden City, the land of unlimited opportunities. What happened? Economic giants in the world have fallen to some remarkable extent, but California has fallen especially low, so low that many of its citizens have lost complete trust in it, that instead of remaining to weather the storm together, they've decided to take their chances elsewhere. Who'd blame them though? The country has betrayed them in so many ways that they've given up. In this video, we'll be looking at some major problems currently facing California that's resulted in it being uninhabitable to almost half of its population. About 6.3 million Californians cannot meet their basic needs. Strict regulations, high taxes, and steep house prices are only some of what is choking Californians. Hang around to learn why Mexico is the top relocation destination for Californians leaving the state. It is no longer news that the COVID-19 pandemic changed how we know the world forever. It is always going to come up when economists begin analyzing the state of the world's economy. COVID-19 contributed greatly to increasing prices of commodities, limiting supply chains, and massive layoffs. California is no different from other states who got badly affected by the pandemic that shook the world. While it is true that many Californians have resumed working remotely and on-site, their living conditions aren't any better. When the pandemic started, a lot of businesses went out of service, and this automatically meant erratic layoffs all over the country. Good enough, 3 years after the pandemic, many Californians have gotten new jobs at a pretty fast pace. Despite this favorable outcome, Californians aren't doing well financially. This is attributed to inflation, an unsteady stock market, and interest rate hikes. These three factors have done nothing but put fear in the hearts of many that a recession is looming and there isn't much anyone can do about it. The cost of living is so high in California, and 70% of Californians are complaining of going through unbearable financial hardships because of rising prices of goods. Meeting up with paying for food, whose prices have been affected recently by the flooding in Central Valley, which caused farming communities to lose millions of dollars. Housing, education, healthcare, gas, and other services have been quite a struggle for these folks. But didn't wages increase? Well, of a truth, wages have increased significantly, but inflation is making it look like nothing. Consider this. In the past, you made $200 and could comfortably afford food, shelter, gas, and some occasional luxury. But presently, you make $500, yet you struggle with the essentials. Which would you pick? Of course you want the former. That's because more money earned doesn't instantly equal a better living. And it isn't like there are a lot of opportunities to climb the economic ladder and make better earnings. Other factors have to be in place to determine if your income is sufficient to see you through. If prices weren't increasing, then more money would be fantastic. The reality remains that prices are rising too fast for wages to keep up. Well, Californians are hunting for a place where what they earn can meet their needs comfortably. Another reason Californians are ditching California is inflation. Inflation is causing major damage to California's economy. The Federal Reserve, the acclaimed savior of the US and the world's economy, in a bid to control inflation, has raised interest rates too often to heights that are not comfortable. The decision of the Feds to raise interest rates to tighten the economy are having a bad influence on the economy, ultimately defeating their best efforts. When interest rates rise, this causes stock prices to fall, and when the stock market isn't doing well, the rich aren't going to be making as much money as they used to. In a state like California, where a progressive tax system is in practice and the top 1% of earners are the major contributors to the tax system, then the state isn't going to be getting as much money from them as it used to because they don't make that amount anymore. Unemployment is a potential consequence, along with a recession, which 62% of experts agree that California is presently having. Why remain in a place where your future is threatened? Californians are asking this question out loud and seeking out a more secure place. For a long time, California's tech industry has been a major contributor to its economy. This means that this sector employs a considerable amount of the population, and if this sector is shaky, then many people are going to be in trouble. And this is another reason why Californians are leaving the country. Tech companies and startups have laid off thousands of their workers. Some banks which used to lend to startups have collapsed, making survival more difficult for these companies. This is badly affecting the economy, as those involved in tech are usually high earners who contribute the most through paying taxes. Tech companies selling their shares is one way for Californians to get rich really quick, and the government benefits as well because all of that money is taxable. Now, it's not as famous. The entertainment industry, which was once a big-time contributor to the California economy, is experiencing some downtimes. Theaters haven't fully recovered since the pandemic, and with new viewing options becoming popular, it means more jobs were lost. Only in February, Disney announced that it will be laying off 7,000 of its workers. Let's look at yet another reason for Americans leaving California: hasty move away from California. Many of them have said they can't cope with housing costs. Goodness, hearing how much they pay is frightening. Check this out. It costs about $719,000 for a single-family home. Let's not even talk about the mortgage. Compared to other states, California's prices are simply too high. To think you can pay less than half that price for a much bigger and better house in a place like Mexico, well, it truly is who wears the shoes who knows where it pinches. Californians have taken major beatings, and they're now looking for where their money can take them far. Mexico clearly is the best pick. Ask the over 2 million Californians in Mexico. They're living so much better now. Mexico offers you a chance to live your dream life because the cost of living there is remarkably low. Why stay somewhere where your tax is almost half of your earnings and you can't meet up with expenses? Mexico has good taxing systems and a fast-growing economy. Practically everything in Mexico will cost you only half of what it would have been in California. And these goods are exactly the same and not of lower quality. Their healthcare system will leave you wondering why you didn't make a move much sooner. Mexico has great healthcare, which you can afford. It won't make you ignore health problems like you would back home because you know you just couldn't afford it. You'll be taken care of in Mexico. Something else that trips Californians is the fact that they can become homeowners pretty easily. While it is so difficult to save for and own a home in California, in Mexico, you'll be able to meet your goals pretty easily. The low cost of healthy food has also warmed the hearts of Californians to Mexico. You can buy all the expensive, healthy groceries you want without feeling a pinch. The weather in Mexico also adds a nice touch to moving away from California. Here are some favorite Mexican relocation cities for Californians. 1. San Miguel de Allende. This is one of the safest cities to live in Mexico. This small city is a famous attraction site for foreigners from all over the world because of its culture and great architecture. Its climate is warm, and if you're a sun-loving person, this city is a great choice to move to. It is fitted with good schools, good health care, and of course, cheaper living costs. Monterrey is another great city to relocate to in Mexico. You know how California was the city of opportunities? Monterrey is claiming that title. It has a lot of work opportunities for those looking to work in the city. As the third largest city in Mexico, it is among the center of economic activities. Companies are relocating and setting up here. With beautiful scenery and fun places, it is a nice relocation pick. Mérida is a city that meets most expats' needs flawlessly. The climate is just right, with tropical greenery all around. It is one of the world's safest cities to live in, and prices are cheaper here than other Mexican cities. If you're looking for a quiet, laid-back city, Mérida will work for you. Finally, Mexico City. This is the heart of Mexico, and it has everything you'd be needing. It is the most populous city and has a feel of the busy Californian life. If you want a quiet life, there are places around for you as well, but Mexico City is best suited for those who enjoy a fast-paced life. It has the best health care in the state and various work opportunities. As expected though, it is the most expensive Mexican city to live in, but it is nowhere near that of California. California is sinking, and this doesn't mean you should go down with it. With the plethora of problems that this state is dealing with, from high cost of living, homelessness, inflation, high taxation, ever-increasing house prices, and others, waiting for the government to get the situation under control is going to be a long while. Join your fellows on the move to Mexico.